Welcome back to Age of Strife, everybody. The players are here, and we are ready to keep going. Has anyone had any change of heart or any stats being changed?
Well, I really want my character to go for the politics side of things. So having 5 perception, is that the ability to also perceive what others do, or will that be wisdom or willpower?
Charisma is like your social perception.
Right.
Perception is really like, can you find the needle in the haystack?
Right.
Did you notice that there was someone walking past you while you were talking to this person? But interpersonal things is all charisma.
Okay.
So, quick question about a bard, real quick, Neil.
Yeah.
So reading over everything, it looks like bards automatically get reading and writing and also local history. Is that right? I'm looking on page 61 of the player's handbook.
I think that's right.
Neil, does your auto stutter handle exceptional strength?
It does, but you have to do period instead of slash.
Right, okay.
That's all bards can read and write and all know local history. Yes, you do get reading, writing, and local history. The non-weapon proficiencies are slightly different. I'm going to link you to the correct non-weapon proficiency list now. It's basically expanded, but it works the exact same way. There are some things that have a prerequisite now, which means you need that other non-weapon proficiency before you can get your own. And you'll see on the table where I'm going to put it in Roll20 chat, actually. You can sort by, like, warrior, for example, and then anything with an X in it is in the warrior category. Anything outside of the warrior category you can get for an additional 1 slot. If you're a warrior, or if you're a rogue, you gotta organize it by rogue. Yada yada yada.
Is there still the general category?
The general category is just like an X in warrior, rogue, wizard, and priest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think a few non-weapon proficiencies were removed. Something like mining was taken out, and there are a few others that were taken away, and then a whole bunch that were added in. If you have any questions about any of the new ones, ask me, and I will help you out. For example, Sage Knowledge is a category, and that is basically, like, you pick a subset of Sage Knowledge. There's 30 of them in the DMG. They're like philosophy and zoology and crap like that.
Right. So, does the bard still get to pick from thief, warrior, wizard, and general?
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so who's got the best intelligence, or who wants to do the, say, the weaponsmithing if we're going to go down that route?
I
I'm
possibly do it.
Mm-hmm. The other thing is should we have just get a doctor, or should we also have our own medicine or healing herbalism?
I think it might be a good idea to have the doctor be one of our family members. That way, if one of us die, we had that proficiency, we would still have access to it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. All right, so de-emphasize the healing.
What exactly does the chemist proficiency do, Neil?
You should know that.
Let me look it up. That's in the skills and powers. It allows you to create basic alchemical things like acids, kind of like incendiary devices. Where is my? I got too many books. That's not the right book. Where's the right book? There we go. The alchemist. Nope, it's the wrong section. Alchemist. There we go. If you have access to a decent library, you can use your knowledge to identify unknown elements or compounds, create small doses of acids, incendiaries, or pyrotechnic substances, etc. I have a list of things that you can buy from an alchemist shop. It's in a new document. Actually, it's in the economics document, which I will link to you in Roll20 as well. And there's a tab on there called Alchemy at the very bottom right that lists all the sorts of things you could buy at an alchemist shop. If you have an alchemy proficiency, you could, in theory, make these, but some of them take a lot of time and a lot of resources, and the ingredients can be difficult to get. So, for example, if you want to make a smoke bomb, like a pyrotechnic device, it takes fire elemental kin hide, which is, exceedingly rare. That's the sort of thing that you won't have the components to make that. A lot of these things you will notice you won't have the components to make because you're in such a backwater town so far away from everything.
Would I be able to find cocoa leaf from the forest? Gnome dust?
I don't think so. Let me do a quick check here.
Because if it's only got one rare ingredient, then gnome dust would be a good option there.
Really want to be a drug dealer, don't you?
No. I know. It's obviously very addictive, so you give out like a little bit for free to everyone, and then you're done. You sorted.
Is this how you're gonna make your money? Is you're gonna be a gnome dust dealer?
From the looks of things, if the cocoa leaf is available, then yes.
Let's see.
Like a good option.
No, the weather here is supportive for coca leaves. You might be able to import them from somewhere else, but they will not be readily available.
All right. What about starleaf?
Yes, the starleaf can be grown.
There's an option.
Would politics come under bureaucracy?
No. Politics would be more of like just
politicking.
socialite stuff. Bureaucracy. Where was bureaucracy?
Perhaps it comes
Bureaucracy
under
basically
board,
like lets you get things done in a legal system. Like if you need to,
Right.
If you want to build a new building, bureaucracy will help you just navigate the complications of getting that building built. It's not something I really recommend any of you guys take, but if you wanna be a bureaucrat, there. Is that done?
Right, does Thieves Can't take up a language slot?
No, it does not. Thieves' Cant is kind of, think about it as like slang.
Yes.
It's not its own language. You can use Thieves' Cant in Common, or you can use Thieves' Cant in Halfling, or whatever. It's the ability to substitute words to kind of hint at obscure things.
All right.
That said,
I'm heartbroken. Did you take out astrology?
astrology is now mixed with omen reading.
Okay.
So you could take omen reading and be able to read the stars, or you can read pig intestines, or whatever you want.
I'm not so heartbroken anymore.
It sounds even better now.
Yeah. Where is bureaucracy hiding? No, it's in here somewhere. One of these books.
All right. Have any of you thought of like your age within the family?
I'm thinking pretty young.
Young.
Yeah.
There you go.
I definitely want to be young as well.
Like, 20, 21, 19, around that.
Keep in mind that the oldest son, if we're doing
Yeah.
offspring, is going to be head of the family.
Well, perhaps
Or
we
next
need
in line.
we need to look into that. So who should be the head, or the next in line rather?
I'd
As
rather
much as-
be the youngest.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think I have the chops for it, really. I mean, I could, but I'd be average at this.
I think I had the stats to where I could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as much as I hate having a bard as the potential head of the family, that might work out okay.
I don't really see it as like your fiddle playing bard.
Yeah.
More of a focus on a jack of all trades.
Right.
Yeah.
In that case, maybe it makes more sense for me to go then. If you're the jack of all trades, you get things done. I plan out the direction.
You should also figure out how many steps you are removed from the head of the family. So if Bradley, you're going to be the next in line for within the party members, you could be the very next in line, or you could still be like 5 or 6 ranks down. So figure out amongst yourselves how it's related. Also, are you guys all siblings, or are some of you siblings and some of you cousins? What is the structure?
I've been playing with the idea of being an uncle, but
Yeah,
we'll see how everything plays out, I guess.
I'd like to be one of the younger offspring from the main tree. Maybe
Yeah, I also want to be some.
16 about.
All right, so Brad, do you want to be head or should it be me? Because that will change my knowledge and proficiencies.
If you want to be head, you can. I think I have the stats for it, and I think with the character I have, I think I would enjoy doing it.
Yep. All right, that's cool. Yeah, I think I've also got the stats for it because I got the 16 wisdom.
I'll let you make a call on it. If you want to be head, you can.
I think we should have a group
Wisdom's
vote.
definitely a nice one.
Yeah, so I got 16 whiz, 14 charisma, 11 intelligence. So I can't really. I'd need advice from others. But
Let me propose this to you. What do you think about our characters maybe being like twin brothers?
Oh,
You could maybe be like one that's like a minute older or something. It's like this rivalry.
is that like one of those?
You were only born a minute ahead of me.
Do we need to declare that one of them is definitely older then for that?
Yes, that would become very important
Yeah.
that one of them was the one that was born first, and is therefore.
I think I would. If you're cool with that, would you be cool with that?
I don't know actually. I don't know what it adds. I would be pretty cool with it though. Yeah.
Okay. If we're cool with that, I think I would prefer to be the younger of the two and maybe always kind of like trying to one up you a little bit or something.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Now, but the other thing is you could go because you have the charisma. So maybe you should actually be the head. So you'd be the older one. I've got the wisdom, so I can be.
And wisdom is like my. Yeah, I think wisdom is like my big downfall. Because I have 8 wisdom, and we've kind of talked a little bit about what I want to do with my character. So. I think I would really play that 8 wisdom up, and then you with your wisdom, that would,
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not fussed either way. Pat?
So I'm a minute older.
Okay.
Okay, you're a minute older. A minute older. Gee, I must have shot out straight after you then.
Well, it's debatable. It's debatable how many minutes it is.
Are you picking an actual age then? Because I'm thinking to go with 16, being like either the youngest or a younger one.
What do you think about like maybe 24?
24. All right.
Okay. So.
Hang on. So do we look the same then? Like the same hair, same eye color, etc.?
You guys are gonna have to be fraternal twins, not identical twins, because your strength is so much higher than his.
That's true.
So you guys can look different if you'd like.
Actually, yeah, I got the good genes. You, you got the leftovers. All right.
So Neil, do bards automatically get like musical instrument, or do I have to spend proficiency points on that?
I think you get like 2 for the price of 1 or something. I don't remember exactly. Let's take a look. Let's see. All bards are proficient singers, chanters, or vocalists, and can play a musical instrument of the player's choice, preferably one that is portable. Additional instruments can be learned if the proficiency system is used, which we are using. And the bard can learn 2 instruments for every one. So you start with singing, chanting, or some sort of vocalization, and a musical instrument, and reading and writing, and local history.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Also, we've got the all these languages to pick.
Yeah, well, there's really only going to be common available to you in terms of languages.
Is that going to cost a proficiency or a language slot or no?
No. You all speak common.
Okay.
I've
I've got up to 4 languages, and Bradley's got more than that.
Right, but there's not really, like, the only other languages around would be Goblin or Elven, and you would have to have a really, really good reason to know one of those other things.
I think I'll keep them all free for now. I'm playing a young character, and it'd be weird to know them languages.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I plan to use all of my proficiency slots on non-weapon proficiencies, or language slots on non-weapon proficiencies. So I would get 3 from the bard, and then 5 bonus language slots. For a total of 8 slots on top of the already slots that I get for being a bard.
Oh, that's
so
beautiful.
8 and 4, so you have 12 proficiencies to start.
Wow.
Nice.
I mean, I think I've decided on my proficiencies too. So I get the reading and writing, the local history, the musical instrument, the singing and chanting automatically. And then for my 8 slots to spend, I think I'm going to go with engineering, which is 2. Omen
notice
reading.
engineering, I think, has a prerequisite now of mathematics.
Oh, dang it.
Okay.
Yeah, engineering takes 2, and it has a prerequisite of mathematics, which is also 2.
Get it.
Things are a little bit different. There are some prereqs. I always thought engineering for 2 proficiency slots was super broken, because you can, like, build castles and ballistas and undermine walls and all these things for 2 proficiency slots. Now it takes 4 total to get it.
Yeah.
Mathematics is worth getting.
Yes, this is complex mathematics, algebra, geometry, trigonometry. I don't think calculus has been discovered yet.
I was watching the video that Ryan posted at the end of Dicing with Death earlier.
I tried to find that video, but I couldn't find it. I'm going to have to find it. So the non-weapon proficiencies I was planning on taking, I'm going to have to drop one for mathematics. But altogether, I was planning on taking engineering, omen reading, religion, and spellcraft. So I would have to drop one of them. So question about the whole magic ordeal, Neil. Is there like any wild rumors of like wild wizards running around or anything like that?
Always. There's rumors of witches and warlocks and sorcerers and dark magic being done all over the place. People are burned in town when they're sufficiently suspected of being a wizard.
Okay.
But spellcraft, I don't think is something that's going to be available for this campaign, because you would actually need to know things about magic. You'd have to be able to identify a spell, so you'd have had to have grown up around magic before.
Okay.
So
Fair
spellcraft
enough.
is going to work out.
My thoughts on taking spellcraft was something like maybe I had like read about like arcane stuff and like books and stuff, and it's been something that has interested me. But I'm cool scrapping that one. That was probably one of the ones that I probably would have scrapped for mathematics.
So am I right in thinking I get 4 non-weapon proficiencies for my intelligence of 14, and then 3 for my class as rogue?
Yep, that's correct.
That's 7.
Is writing really a wisdom-based proficiency?
Writing there's no proficiency, no skill associated with it. Make sure you're looking at the new non-weapon proficiency dog.
Yeah, like being able to shoot a bow off a horse. For
Oh,
example.
writing, like
Yeah.
it's a willpower, wisdom willpower thing. being able to
So
control an animal is a wisdom skill rather than a charisma skill.
Okay, I was thinking it might be Dex, but that makes sense.
Yeah, it's more about your communication with the beast.
Yeah.
It's also worth noting that anybody can just normally ride a horse. A horseback riding proficiency allows you to do like cool shit on a horse. Like you can jump the horse, you can like lean on the side of the saddle, you can leap on the horse as it's galloping past, all that sort of fun stuff. That's like a advanced horseback riding.
So would I be able to shoot a bow off of a horse without the riding proficiency, or would I need it?
That's a good question. You cannot use longbows on horseback. You can only use short bows on horseback. Yeah. Let's take a look.
The Mongols have their special short bows.
Yeah. So you need a horseback riding proficiency to shoot while the horse is in motion.
Okay.
To be able to guide the mount with your knees, enabling him to use weapons that require two hands, such as bows and two-handed swords. Yeah.
And if I had to make a check to do that and I failed, would I just fall off the horse?
No, you don't need to make a check unless you are taking damage while doing so. So if you are shooting a bow and then you get hit, then you need to make a check. Otherwise, you're fine. And if you fail, you fall and take d6 damage.
Yeah. That wouldn't be good, especially at level 1.
Yeah.
Died by falling off my horse. Oops.
Yeah, but we can afford a horse, so you might as well be good at horsing.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
That's the right term, right?
Yeah, horsing.
Would it make sense for nobility to do pummeling or wrestling?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a viable sport.
Yes, it is, isn't it? I'm thinking wrestling for that reason. More of a sport. Boxing.
Does rope use double as a rope weapon proficiency?
I don't know what you mean by rope weapon.
Like if I wanted to use a lasso or something.
Rope use gives you a +2 with any lasso attempt.
Okay.
Yeah, but you would still need a lasso proficiency.
Yeah, okay.
Is wrestling any good in second ed?
Excuse me?
Wrestling, is that any good in second ed?
Yeah, you're gonna want to take a look at the combat and tactics. The full thing is
No,
on
no.
Purple Worm. The unarmed combat rules are poorly written for second edition, but
Right.
they can definitely come into use. I think they are an underutilized section of the game.
Okay. In that case, glad to check it out.
So if we were wanting someone with blacksmithing or like weaponsmithing or something like that, I did not take those. The things I took were all expensive stuff, like 2-slot stuff.
That's okay. I was looking at all like the good rogue ones, and I've made a little list, but I have to go through them now. Tumbling, of course, is the best one.
All right. So has somebody taken those skills, or do you want me to take them?
I'm cool for whatever. If you guys want to spend the gold, maybe we can just have an NPC do it.
Oh yeah, you can have that.
Was that an available kind of family member?
No, there is not a blacksmith.
Oh
family
yeah,
member.
that's right. That's right. My bad. Sorry.
Sorry.
All right. Well, the only other option is if Jeff, your character, is his own weaponsmither. If you want to be into that,
All right, I'll do that. I can pick up the politicking skills later on as a
you
level.
do need to pick blacksmithing and weaponsmithing though.
Yeah.
That's gonna be 4 slots.
Wow, that's I've only got 3 slots.
You also get your number of languages you can speak as additional slots.
Right, which is 2.
Right.
Cool.
And then you're probably going to want reading and writing. I think all of you guys can take reading and writing for 1 since you're nobles instead of the 2 that it would cost, since you're not a wizard or priest. Since you're nobles, you should all be literate. I highly recommend it especially if you're, you know, in line to succeed or secede.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so we get reading, writing for free.
No,
No,
it
one
costs
point.
1 slot.
It's
Some
just
point.
recommended.
Right.
And, is there a reason why those aren't available to warrior and rogue?
Yeah, because they're usually not available to like uneducated people, and warriors and rogues typically in D&D are uneducated. And if you're a noble, like really only the wizards and the clergy and the upper members of society know how to read, right? So for anyone that's like lowly born, it would be a little bit harder, so it'd take 2 slots. I think that's the logic behind it.
The ones I was looking into getting is some sort of cooking or baking, disguise, acting, etiquette, reading lips, and tumbling, and maybe teaching. Teaching looks like a good one to have, but as a young person, what would I be teaching?
Teaching is a proficiency that basically allows you to teach other people your skills. It's not actually super useful in-game. If you were, for example, like a wizard and wanted an apprentice, a teaching skill would be useful there. I think in this for this campaign, teaching would be more of a soft skill. It's not something that you would probably roll for a lot, but if you needed to instruct someone, you would actually be able to do it effectively, while everyone else would be kind of like be bumbling around like, look, this is how you use a sword. Just hit them like this, you see? It's a general skill that lets you teach people well.
Hey, Pat, what's your intelligence?
9.
9?
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Because, weaponsmithing is in -3.
Yeah, I was looking at that, and I'm like, I'm never making one of those checks.
Yeah. Guys, are you okay if we don't go the weaponsmithing route?
Yeah, of course, we can still get simpler weapons.
I'm cool with that.
I mean, I can keep the blacksmithing. Might explain my high strength.
It's also probably a viable business option.
So a bow
I'm gonna go
proficiency is 2 slots.
Correct.
Does that include all types of bows or just one type?
All types of bows.
Okay.
So I was watching the stream the other day, Neil, when you were doing the black market stuff.
Yeah.
I want a cane sword.
All right, those are illegal.
I know.
All right, you can go ahead and buy them. They're all short swords. They work as short swords.
How does that work? Is it just like a pip cane, and then I'm like, sword, boom?
Yeah, I mean it's just like a straight walking stick, and if you need to, you can twist and pull, and out comes the blade.
And I imagine it's fully disguised.
Yeah, it looks
Like,
just like a walking stick.
No. How much gold did you say it was?
It's in the economic table. 50 gold. Now you guys start with 1,000, so before you buy anything, you should negotiate.
You guys cool if I burn 50 gold on a pip cane that doubles as a sword?
I don't know.
Illegal pip cane.
I think we can.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I think we can come back to it once we've actually bought the essentials. Then we can.
Yeah,
then we can
if we realize,
Fair enough.
Yeah. Like, for example, are we going to fit someone out in good armor so they can tank as such?
Maybe a guy with 18
any
strength.
armor. Only the fighters here need armor. I'm a thief. I'm not going to benefit from armor at all, apart from not getting hit as much.
So if I got Bowyer Fletcher, would I need to? It says cost of materials for arrows and bows is negligible.
Yeah.
So how would I acquire the materials? Would I just be able to get them fairly easily, or would it be?
Yeah, you'd either go out and find the wood that you need yourself, or you pay a peasant to go like, hey, I need a yew tree. Here's a gold. Go get me a proper yew tree, and then dry it for a couple of weeks, and yada yada yada. So it'll take time, but the materials can be acquired by yourself with time, or you can pay someone to get you the materials, which It'd be weird to see a noble out in the forest chopping down shit
Yeah.
himself.
Unless they're from our family, who are known for doing their own work.
That is true.
Neil, is ring running still 2 proficiency slots for warriors?
It's going to be 1 for you
One.
because you're a noble.
1.
You fancy bastard.
Hey, the
I
gods
guess
put
we'll
us in
have
this position.
we'll have this discussion later, but
Ooh,
seems like decent armor would be a good investment for anyone that's going to wear it, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
Like chainmail, at least.
Well, it looks like split mail's only 80 gold, and if we have 1,000.
The armor is changed. You're going to want to look
Okay.
at the economics table. It's posted in the Roll20
Okay.
chat. There's an armor subcategory there. So you basically have leather, chain, and plate armor. But you can get full leather armor, or you can get like a chain breast or chain vest, and then like leather on your sides, or you could get like a plate vest and chain on the sides, or whatever. Like you can mix and match it as you please. There's also like a padded gambeson, which is padded armor. And on the sheet, there's the cost, the weight, and the associated AC bonus.
okay. So I just noticed toxicology is only available to rogues, but the prerequisites are not available to rogue.
Right. So a rogue is going to have to
Spend 5 points.
5 points to get the toxicology proficiency, but the toxicology
Wow.
proficiency is free for rogues and 1
is,
for
yeah.
everyone else.
5 points is a lot, though.
5 points is a lot. To be a poison specialist requires a lot of careful work. That's a very difficult thing to become a poison specialist or a toxicology specialist.
All right. Well,
What's the bonus if you specialize in armor?
There is no armor specialization. That is taken out. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there shield specialization?
Yes. No. Yes. No. I've been going back and forth on shield specialization for like 3 months now, and I was really hoping to have an answer before anyone asked it here.
it
If I
definitely
have
needs
chosen it.
it definitely needs some working from the base player's handbook.
Let me just double check the combat and tactics here.
All right.
No, it's so good for shield specialization, but I think it'll make sense because a buckler here gives you a bonus of 1, and if you specialize, it'll give you a bonus of 2. While an aspis gives you a bonus of 2, and if you specialize, it gives you a bonus of 3. So I think we will do shield specialization with the existing shields
All right.
because that just gives you another AC of 1 regardless of which shields you use. Yeah, because an aspis is basically a medium shield.
Right. Okay.
Actually, it's basically a large shield. Yeah.
Oh. Is it feasible to have a large shield and a long sword?
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Especially with my strength.
Yeah.
I can one-hand tower shields.
You can one-hand one of your siblings, probably.
All right. So I'm just going through my armor now.
Right. Party members, should I take appraising?
Crazy.
It's one of those things that's only available to a rogue. So, and I've got decent intelligence, so it might be a good option.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I think you will find appraising is going to be very useful when you are recovering ancient treasure hoards, like this, this silver goblet. How the hell much is this worth? And then being able to properly sell it.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking that then.
Hey guys, I can get a plate chest for 350 gold, which would take up over a third. And then I can get chain limbs and a full helm.
How much AC would that give you?
I'm just working it out now.
Did you say take a plate chest?
Yeah.
Yeah, plate chest because it's only 350. However, only 350. We only have 1,000 gold, so it's a big investment, guys.
You're a tank. I'm cool with whatever.
So that'd be 5 plus the chain limbs would be 7 plus the shield would be 10. You'd have 20 AC at level 1.
Well, hang on. And so helm full, AC bonus of 2, and then the shield aspis.
Oh, you know, I'm so sorry. The helms, we're going to ignore the helms for now. They're in green because I meant to deal with them in a separate way.
Okay.
We're not dealing with helms yet. I'm sorry.
We still assume that like if you buy a suit of armor, it comes with a helmet.
Yeah, it'll have a helm of whatever. So if you get like a plate mail breastplate, it's got a plate mail helmet on.
Okay.
Let me just double check. I've been going back and forth on a lot of these start conditions and didn't review all my notes after I came back from break.
All right, guys. So this is what it would look like. The chest plate for 350 gold gives you an AC bonus of 5. The chain, the limbs, gives you an AC bonus of 2, costs 50, so that's 400. And then the shield would be another 10 on top, which will give me an AC bonus of 2, but I'm shield specialized, so proficient, so 3. So all up, that would be 10. So 20 AC.
I've only ever seen it higher than that in second edition once, where someone made some massive armor. But yeah, sounds good.
Or I can go, like, I mean, we could also make that decision later on. Like, if we've got the funds, then great. If not, then that's cool too. I can just go the full chest for 80 for an AC bonus of 5. So that would give me an AC bonus of 18.
I'm cool with you doing the plate. My thoughts on it are if we don't get it now, we're going to have to wait a billion sessions to actually get it. So.
That's true. It does cut into our funds quite significantly.
That is probably one of the best points. If there's no like armor smithing people, then you can buy it right at the beginning.
And even when in campaigns where you do have access to it, I mean, it creates massive problems when you try and get it created. Think about when in Hardcore Heroes, all the trouble they went to get the bronze. And then back in the day, in the original role play, one of them got plate mail, and like they had to have one of their like hirelings like travel several towns over, and it took like a month or something. I don't know.
Plate mail takes a long time to make.
Yeah.
For the breastplate would take 10 weeks to make that in game. So.
Right. What sort of weapons do I want to choose?
That's what I'm looking. I'm guessing the arming sword is the long sword.
I feel like it doesn't matter what weapons I choose.
Wait, so for bow proficiency, I need the 2 slots. Or I need the... Yeah, and then if I specialize, I need 1 more or 2 more?
1 more.
Okay.
Can I specialize in a crossbow?
Yes.
I mean, I'm a thief, so I can't actually specialize, but can I put points into it?
You mean to learn a crossbow?
Yeah, crossbows don't cost any points, but can I put a point in to be better at it?
Let's see. There's an expertise subsection. No, it's fixed.
Can I go ahead and roll a 1d10 for my handedness, Neil?
Oh yeah, I want to do that as well.
That is right-handed.
Alright, I'll go.
Expertise? No. So, as a rogue, putting an extra slot into crossbow does nothing for you.
Damn it. Okay.
So you are all right-handed.
Let's run in the family.
Now, there had been some talk earlier of rolling for hotness. Is that something you guys want to do?
Sure.
You don't have to. You can pick if you guys want. I think that you should have autonomy over your appearance. But if you want to randomize it, you can do that too.
I don't feel like I want to get screwed over on some.
I'm too afraid.
Nice roll.
I'm definitely gonna roll if.
All right.
Okay.
See it, Pat.
All right. Okay.
Average. Right in the
Works.
middle.
Yep. Oh my god. Okay, no head of the family.
Literally the ugliest person in town. Jeff, you're gonna have to roll that into your character somehow. Why is your hotness? Are you disfigured? Are you?
God. I don't think I can use that. I've got 14 freaking charisma.
I mean, you can be very charismatic and just, you know.
It's harder to justify with 3 hotness, especially on like reaction adjust, initial impression.
I know, but you rolled for it, so we have to keep it. You know.
That's why I was like, I don't want to get screwed over rolling for it. I can just say,
Since Jeff has a 3, and I'm his twin brother.
But, you know, you're not identical
We're not
twins. You're
identical.
fraternal twins. Different egg, different sperm. You're good.
I don't know. I don't think I can actually do hotness 3. I might have to rescind that.
I mean, you might have to re-roll your strength then. You can't just take back rolls that you don't like.
that is a good point.
You did say we have autonomy over our hotness, so
Right, but if you roll it, you gotta keep it.
What if he gets to roll for hotness twice, though?
You can be badly burned. You can be maybe someone threw acid in your face when you were young, and you're kind of like a little bit
my
melted.
brother.
I have a question. Wait, Jeff, did you take your first set of stats or your second set of stats? I think that's the question we should be asking. Did you take the
Oh, the
second
weaseling, the lawyering. I don't want 3 hotness.
I don't want it. I don't want my family member to have it, though.
I'm going to regret this, but since we have a 3, I'm going to do it.
All right.
Oh, dear.
I'm afraid.
Oh, not bad. Most attractive man in the party so far.
I guess I should roll.
You don't have to, Benjamin. You could roll another 3.
Do it.
No, I mean, I've decided my character's going to be young and, like, I don't want to get screwed over.
No, you don't
We
want to
have
get
a
screwed
3.
over.
We have a 3. There's no chance you can be the ugliest.
What if the ugly stick comes back?
What if you get an 18, man? Like, you can say you're the hottest guy in town,
All right,
but
everyone's rolled. I might as well roll that one. There we go.
Oh! All right.
You're getting us in with all those noble ladies now.
Interesting family dynamic here.
Is there a bow style specialization?
There's a missile weapon style specialization. Yes.
Okay.
That is a pretty sweet thing. It allows you to make a half move and still get all your missile attacks, or a full move and get half your missile attacks.
Is the option to buy ambidextrousness still available for warriors?
No. That is not available.
Okay.
how does two weapon fighting work?
You have a penalty of 2 with your main hand and a penalty of 4 with your offhand. But high dexterity, which I don't think any of you guys have, will help negate that.
Patrick's got 16.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's 16.
So that does
that-
negate it.
That will help negate your missile weapon adjustment. Is the is the bonus you get, or the reduction of penalties for 2-weapon fighting. So with 16 dex, where is it? You would have a penalty of 1 with your main hand and 3 with your offhand.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, Neil, looking at different charts and stuff, I see the rogue ability modifier tables for light armor, but I don't see it for more heavier armor. Can bards not wear more heavier armor?
That's a good
I
question.
know if I had spells that it would interfere in the spell casting, but since there is no magic,
Right. That's...
By the way, guys, I'm still salty.
That's all right. You'll have to figure it out though. Bards can wear up to chainmail, and doesn't say.
I think that's probably just the RNGs just balancing things out for the 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I don't think my high charisma is going to influence people. I think it's that they piss me.
Well, I mean, think about someone like the Hound from Game of Thrones, which I'm only assuming you've seen. He's an
Yes.
ugly motherfucker,
That's Game
but
of
he's
Thrones.
still charismatic. You know, the Hound comes to you and says, "Hey, go do this." You fucking do it because he's terrifying. Charisma's not always, nice skills. It's force of personality. So you can be ugly and still have force of personality.
Just like Quasimodo.
I never read Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Well, I'm just saying, like in a Disney film, he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, ugly as crap, but he can still find love. Right? Is that how it goes? I don't remember.
No, I think they all die in the end.
Oh, fantastic.
Thanks, you just reassured me.
So I'm not sure how the.
Chainmail is honestly good, so I'm not worried about the other.
Yeah, I think it'll reduce your things by the same as padded or studded leather armor on the thief skill table.
Okay.
I do want to make a note though that detect noise now keys off of perception. And before it wasn't on the thief dexterity adjustment table, table 28, but please add it on table 28, keying off perception instead of dex, and at the same rate as pickpockets. I'm sorry, not pickpockets. At the same rate as hide and as open locks. So it's basically like the open locks thing, but off of perception.
Oh. With my stats, that doesn't make a difference.
Cool.
Brilliant.
I've already spent a lot of cash. Should I just forego a ranged weapon?
I have a bow, so
The only weapon I'm considering is like crossbow and maybe some sort of sword. Are hand crossbows still really expensive and not worth buying?
Yeah, hand crossbows kind of suck. They do almost no damage, and they're very pricey. They're the sort of thing that you might want to use if you want to deliver poison to a target, or you need to sneak a weapon in somewhere, but they are ineffective combat tools.
All right. Well, I didn't put my points in toxicology, so let's go for the light crossbow.
Light crossbow will also have to be imported. No one in town knows how to make it. If you take a look at the weapons table on that economic sheet, anything in green can be made without a skilled weaponsmith. Anything in red requires a weaponsmith to make.
Okay.
Yeah. So we don't use long swords, we use arming swords. Same thing, basically. We've
Arming sword is the proper word for 100 weapons, thus.
Yeah. We've also done away with the damage against small versus large and just have one damage table all the way down the line.
Oh, good.
Because the small versus large weapon damage stuff was a beautiful experiment done by 2nd edition, but We don't need it.
Okay, so if I bought a light crossbow, I'd want to take good care of it because I can't get a replacement.
Right. You would have to import a replacement, and that would be expensive.
Yeah.
So, Neil, what's the difference between longbow bodkin, and longbow broadhead?
So the longbow is the weapon. The bodkin and the broadhead are the types of ammunition. A bodkin is like a flight arrow. It's a small, thin head, but it travels much farther. The broadhead is that kind of like triangular or three-dimensional triangular thing that does a lot more damage, but it's heavier and not as aerodynamic, so it travels. It's got a shorter range. And both longbows and shortbows can use bodkin or broadhead arrowheads. The only real difference between a longbow and a shortbow is the range and whether or not it can be used from horseback. And the cost. Now, we're just about wrapping up on our second hour here, so we're going to take a break in a few minutes. Have you all figured out all of your non-weapon proficiencies, or are any of you still working on that?
Oh yeah, I finished them. I picked reading, writing, acting, disguise, tumbling, baking, appraising, and seamstress.
Fantastic.
I've
Patrick.
taken.
Oh, no, Jack, go for it.
Okay. So weapon proficiencies: long sword or sword arming, specialized shield proficiency, longbow, and then for my proficiencies: reading, writing, animal handling, animal training, etiquette, and heraldry.
How many was that for non-weapon?
That is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.
6. Okay. And for...
Oh, sorry. No, that is quite correct. You are right. I shall get rid of heraldry.
Right. Also,
no.
for weapons, you picked specialized in arming sword, shield
Yeah, 2,
specialist.
3, 4. Yeah.
Right, the bow takes 2 weapon slots to learn.
Okay, in the case
Yeah.
I get rid of the bow.
So that means you have 1 free weapon proficiency still.
I will switch that over to a non-weapon proficiency and put heraldry back in.
That's fine. Patrick, non-weapon proficiencies.
I have, in non-weapon, I have rope use, horseback riding, and reading and writing.
Fantastic.
And then in weapon proficiencies, I have specialization in bows, arming sword, bow fighting style, and short sword.
Do you also have... Okay, so specialization in bows is 3 for you.
Yeah, 3, then 1 in arming sword, 1 in bow fighting style, and 1 in short sword.
3, 4, 5, that's 6.
Yeah, and
Right.
then 3 non-weapon.
Okay, so you only have 2 language slots then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And Bradley, have you figured out your non-weapons yet?
I think I've got the weapons figured out as well. So as a bard, I have the reading and writing, local history, musical instrument, singing and chanting. The things that I spent points in was engineering, omen reading, mathematics, and religion for a total of 8 slots. And then on my 2 weapon proficiencies, I think I'm going to take short sword. And I think I'm going to use my other weapon proficiency on armor and do chainmail.
We're not going to do armor proficiencies.
Oh, okay. I am undecided then on my second weapon proficiency.
Cool. Why don't we take our break here? We'll come back in about 5 minutes with the continuation of character creation and then house creation and all that sort of stuff. So see you guys soon. Bye-bye.